Okay, supporting female hormones with essential oils. My journey with hormones has been like this, as probably all of us in this room today is the same, and any female is the same. And we're going to look a little bit deeper into why that happens for us and what we can do about it. I remember I was at school and I was moody. Every month I was moody, and I just thought I was going mad. Nobody had explained to me about hormones. And it wasn't until I left school and started work, and I remember the company secretary actually sitting me down and teaching me all about PMS and hormones. And it was such a relief to know that I wasn't going mad. I had the same sort of issue happen with my children when they hit puberty, but I knew about hormones then. So I went off to the doctor to see if there was any way of getting them checked, to see if they were low in anything in particular and what we could do about it. And all we were offered was antidepressants and counselling, which we didn't want. And now we're here now with me entering into menopause, and the same thing's happening again. It's going like this. So I've been on a bit of a journey to find out how we can support ourselves naturally. So our body is actually equipped to produce all the hormones that we need throughout our life. But the body's ability to do this can either be supported or thwarted depending on our lifestyle patterns and the state of our health. So I'm just going to need to stop sharing because I've let somebody in. Now I need to share again. Okay. So how to tell if you're actually out of balance hormonally. And this will be different for each and every one of us, and it will also be different throughout our life cycle. But these are a few things to consider. And the key factors that might push us into hormone imbalance is things like what we're eating, how we're managing our stress levels, and hidden toxins. So what you eat can actually affect us with things like weight gain, fatigue, irritability. It can affect your sex drive. It can bring in painful periods. It can affect your skin and your digestive issues. How we deal with our stress that we have in our life can actually affect us with brain fog, achy joints, autoimmune conditions. It can affect our sleep, our mood. It can affect our weight again. It can bring on depression or anxiety, and hidden toxins that we're not even aware of that we're putting on or in the body. They can have an effect on our fertility, again, weight gain. It can affect us with our menopause symptoms, hot flushes, night sweats, that kind of thing. So a woman's cycle, we really start looking at this from around age 12, and I know it can even be earlier than that these days, when puberty seems to start with the onset of menses. And then around age 35, we enter our perimenopausal years. So this is the start of hormone changes that lead up to menopause, and it can be 6 to 15 years of being in this perimenopause state before we go through into menopause, which tends to happen on average around age 51. And this is when our periods seem to stop. And then we enter our postmenopausal years. So we're still producing hormones and we can still experience these hormone imbalances. We're just no longer able to reproduce. So for a woman's life, from right the way from puberty right the way through to end of life, really, we can experience these hormone fluctuations, which can affect us in all those ways that I spoke about on the last screen. So what is a hormone? A hormone is a substance that's produced in an organism in the body, and it's transported throughout the body, throughout fluids like blood or sap, and it's to stimulate specific cells or tissues into action. So think of your hormones as messengers. So they send a message to the body part to tell it what to do. And two hormones that we hear quite a lot about are estrogen and progesterone, but there are many, many more as well. And we can balance the hormones in various different ways. It's not that I'm just going to say to you, here's an oil, treat it as a magic wand. Really, this is looking at lifestyle. Because if we can get all the areas of our lifestyle into place, then we're going to experience going through the different stages in a much more calm and balanced way. So this pyramid here on the left shows you that right at the bottom of the pyramid, what's keeping the structure in place is what we eat. Then you've got on top of that getting some exercise. Then we need to be able to rest, and also how we manage our stress levels. Reducing our toxic load comes on top. And if we get all of that right, the lifestyle, then the healthcare options, which are at the top of that pyramid, aren't necessarily needed as much. Self-care is healthcare, and that's what we're doing with the bottom half of this pyramid here. So the first one at the bottom there was eating right. And this is looking at what we're eating, not eating processed foods, eating healthily, fresh food wherever we can. Now, we'll always have days, I know I do, I have days where I might not eat as healthily as other days. And for me, the lifelong vitality vitamins actually fill in any gaps in my diet. So I know that I'm still getting 14 portions of fruit and veg every day, even if I'm not eating them in the meals that day. So if you haven't come across lifelong vitality yet, I'm actually going to do a bit of a deep dive into it, because it's quite amazing when you look at what's in it. And it brings us metabolism benefits, it's full of antioxidants, and it promotes energy and health with lifelong vitality. So it's made up of these 3 bottles here. So you've got your omegas, your vitamin and mineral complex, and your alpha CRS, which is an antioxidant complex. So when we look at what's in these, your omegas, they are full of fish and plant oils and some essential oils for antioxidant and cellular repair. Now, if there is a vegan version of this, so if you don't want with the fish oils, there's a vegan version that just gets the omegas from the plants. And it brings to us vitamins A, D3 and E, which when I looked into what those vitamins are good for, it's immune system, vision, heart, lungs, bones and skin. It's got marine and plant oils, which gives us, which protects the heart, lowers the blood pressure. Then it's got the essential fatty acids, and they're essential because the body doesn't produce them naturally. So we have to get them from the food that we're eating. And these are really good for healthy cells. It's got pomegranate seed oil, which is good for your skin. It's got a green algae, which is good for your skin, heart and joint pain. We get lutein from the marigold flower, which is good for eye health. And then we've got zeaxanthin, which improves visual performance and age-related eye health. Lycopene from the tomato fruit, which is an antioxidant, it's good for the heart, sun protection. And then it's got the oils clove, frankincense, thyme, cumin, wild orange, peppermint, ginger, caraway and German chamomile in there as well. So that's just the omega part of it. So that's your omegas 3, 6 and 9 and all the other things that we just mentioned. Then you've got the vitamin and mineral supplement. Now this is a whole food plant-based supplement. So that's what makes it different from a lot of the vitamin supplements that you might be able to buy from health shops. A lot of them are synthetically made. So you're not getting, so the body just doesn't know really how to absorb it. And you end up just weeing out a lot of it, and it just becomes a really expensive wee. When you have a whole food, so you're getting the vitamins and mineral from the plants themselves, the body just treats it as food and you absorb the lot. So in the vitamin and mineral complex, we're getting vitamins A, C, D, E, K, B6 and B12, which is good for your mood, brain health, PMS symptoms, energy levels and your immune system. Then you've got the thiamine, riboflavin and niacin, which is your nervous system, brain, heart. And I remember one of my clients was taking Lifelong Vitality, and it broke my heart because he sent me a message saying he's having some heart problems and his cardiologist has asked him to stop taking all unnecessary tablets. So he won't be taking Lifelong Vitality anymore. And I just thought it's such a shame that the doctors don't know more about the natural things that people are taking and how they actually support the heart. But there we go, it broke my heart, but then what could I do? And so also in the VMZ, we've got folate, biotin, and a pantothenic acid, which is good for your immune system in pregnancy, and it creates red and white blood cells. So this actually makes a really good prenatal vitamin supplement. It's got calcium, iron, iodine, and magnesium, zinc, selenium, and copper, manganese and chromium. So that's your vitamin and minerals. And then you've got alpha CRS, which is your antioxidant complex. So you've got boswellia extract in there, which is anti-inflammatory. Do a search on this on boswellia extract and find all the other things it does as well, because it is really quite amazing for the body. It's got an anti-inflammatory and anti-anxiety, how do I say that, bacillin. It's got milk thistle, which I know is good for your liver, but also your bones, brain, memory, immune system. Resveratrol, green tea leaf extract. You can read it all on the screen there. Pomegranate fruit, which is an antioxidant. Pineapple stem extract, which is good for your digestive system. It's got turmeric root, which is where we get the curcumin from, which is again good for the heart, brain, and the mood. Grapeseed extract, sesame seed extract, pine bark extract. So there really is quite an amazing trio that we can take on a daily basis, and it's been put together so we're taking the right amounts of what we need every day as well. And the kind of things this is helping with is energy, pain, skin, and mood. But there's other things as well. There's your hair. It's an all-round kind of supplement. Now, it does come with a money-back guarantee. So if you don't feel any of those things, you don't feel better within 30 days, send the empty bottles back and they refund the whole amount. So for less than $2.50 a day for the full dose, I just think it's a really good foundation for our health. So let's look at supporting our hormones. So I've gone through some essential oils, and we're looking at the oils now with regards to how they affect us on a hormonal level, because they do a lot of other things besides this. So clary sage comes up in the top for hormone balance, and this is good if you've got menstrual cramps. And the way it works is by easing the cramps and the tension by relaxing the smooth muscle. Now, clary sage for some people does make their periods heavier. So when you use it, just use a small amount, 1 to 2 drops with a carrier oil, massaged into your abdomen, and see how it affects you. And if you feel that your period's getting a bit heavier, then maybe that one's a bit too strong for you to use in this format. And you might prefer to use it in the roller bottle format that I'm going to talk about at the end. But clary sage, we know, can decrease the body's cortisol levels naturally, and cortisol is the stress hormone that we produce. It relaxes, soothes, and balances the mind and body. So we can use it topically onto the area, onto your abdomen, or you can just dilute and rub onto the soles of your feet and your pulse points. Lavender is a good one because it helps to calm the mind and body. So if your hormone fluctuations is meaning that you're not getting such a good night's sleep anymore, then lavender is a good one to try on the bottom of the feet, just to help you get that better level of sleep. It does calm you down if you're feeling anxious, stress, or tension, and it can relieve discomfort associated with your menstrual cycle. So you can use it aromatically in the diffuser, a couple of drops in the diffuser, or you can put some onto your pillow or your bedclothes before bedtime. And topically, with a carrier oil, just massage it into the temples or the back of the neck. Or you could make a really lovely soothing bath with it, 3 or 4 drops to half a cup of Epsom salts, and then dissolve it in the bath. Ylang Ylang is one that comes up. It's very calming, but also uplifting, and it can really help to boost your mood and relieve tension. It does lower your blood pressure, and it can bring about this feeling of relaxation. It's also good for hormone balance, including boosting your libido. So you can use it aromatically in the diffuser. It is quite a strong smelling oil, so I tend to start with just 2 drops just to see how that is in the size of the room that I'm in, and add more if I need to. But you can also use it topically. You can mix it with a carrier oil and massage it into tense muscles. If it is the libido that you're trying to boost, then you could just do a really lovely massage with this. Or you could make a nice bath as well, putting it with the Epsom salts. Bergamot is the one that I'm going to work with today. It's one of my favorites. It's really calming but uplifting, soothing the mind while uplifting the mood. So if you are going through a period of stress and tension, this is a good one because it calms you down and cheers you up. It reduces your heart rate and blood pressure to calm the body's stress response. And it can really help to alleviate stress and anxiety. So you really start to feel a lot happier within yourself. Aromatically, a couple of drops in the diffuser, topically with a carrier oil into your abdomen, if it's menstrual stress that you're dealing with, or pulse points. I quite like it on my solar plexus, actually, which is just under the rib cage. And thyme is an interesting one that I haven't worked with very much, but I'm going to start using this a bit more because it reduces your stress levels, helps to support your immune system, but also supports the body during hormonal transition into perimenopause, menopause. So it provides antioxidants to the body and can support a healthy immune system. So we're going to look at antioxidants in a minute and how it can help on a cellular level, help to balance the hormones. So you could add some thyme into your diffuser, or you could use it topically with a carrier oil. Geranium, I always think of this as the female hormone balancing oil. It supports emotional balance, gets rid of any pent-up stress, soothes your frazzled nerves, rejuvenates and revitalizes your skin, your complexion, and your hair. I love geranium and grapefruit together. I think the two go really lovely. You can use it aromatically in your diffuser. Just breathe it in from the bottle, or you can use it topically with a carrier oil where needed. We have a blend called Whisper. I don't know if any of you have tried it yet, the oil of femininity. It's got patchouli, bergamot, sandalwood, rose, vanilla, jasmine, cinnamon, vetiver, labdanum, cocoa, and Ylang Ylang. What's really interesting about this blend is it smells different on everyone because it works with our body's own chemistry. So from the bottle, you can't really tell how it's going to smell on the body. So the best thing to do is actually just to put some on and smell it. A lot of people use this as a pure fume instead of using a perfume. It's very good for supporting anxious feeling, working with your body's own chemistry to help you to let go of any emotional stress that you might be feeling. So it lets go of pride and brings emotional connection, heals wounds, and brings balance. And that one is now available to us already as a touch, so you can put it straight onto the body. If you are having problems, if the hormones are causing you to have problems sleeping, then Serenity, the duo, is quite a good combination. The oil itself you can use topically or in the diffuser. And then also you can buy the Serenity Restful Complex, which has got lavender in, but it's also got some other well-known sleep-inducing botanicals. And you can, with the oil, diffuse it in the bedroom before bed. And with the tablets, you just take a couple just before, about half an hour before you want to sleep. And it just really helps you to get into that deep healing level of sleep. Now, remember back to our pyramid at the beginning, so we had eat well, reduce your toxic load is kind of up there. And this is where we get a lot of hidden toxins coming into the body. And these chemicals are actually what we call hormone disruptors. And I'm going to tell you a little story in a minute about how they actually disrupt the hormones within the body. But just to say, with your doTERRA account, you've actually got ways of switching out all the chemical products that you're using. So one of the places is in the shower. So you've got the shower gel there, body wash. I use that and I think it's really lovely. You've got the shampoos and conditioners. That's another place where you're putting chemicals onto the skin. And if you think about it, in the shower, your pores open lovely and wide, and then you're slathering all a load of chemicals over it and then wondering why you feel out of balance. There's also cleaning. Cleaning is one of the places where we are, what's the word I'm looking for? I can't think of it, but where we get a lot of chemicals straight away into the body. You're cleaning away, you're breathing them in. You're also probably cleaning without gloves on, so they're going in through the skin. So one of the ways we can help with that is by switching out to the On Guard Cleaner Concentrate. And you can use that all around the house. You can use it on the floor, you can wash your surfaces with it, you can even wash your fruit and veg with it. And then another place where we're getting toxins onto the skin, which you might not think about, is actually in the clothes that we're wearing, because we're washing them in a chemical concoction. So we've also got the On Guard laundry detergent there. And this bottle, it's only about this big, but it does 64 washes because you only need to put a cap full into the wash each time. So one of the questions in our group, I think it was Hardeep, asked, what should I buy on my LRP to keep it going? Because I have got all the essential oils I need. This is what I would be buying on the LRP. I'd be starting to switch out the chemical products that I'm using and bringing in one of the chemical-free ones. There's also a skincare range as well that we haven't put on there. So estrogen and woman's health. So all through our life, our estrogen levels fluctuate throughout the month. They go like this. And then as we get a bit older, they start to go, the peaks and troughs tend to be a bit more spread out. And it can actually affect our mental health, bone growth, cardiovascular system, cholesterol levels, your skin, your fluid balance. And when we are out of balance hormonally, it's things like forgetfulness, headaches, depression, anxiety, wrinkles, sleeping problems. It's all there on the right there, decreased libido. So that's why it's really important that we look at this. Now, there are 3 kinds of estrogen. There's the kind that our body produces. And I want you to think of this as the quiet kid on the playground. Then there's xenoestrogens. Think of them as the bully on the playground. And the xenoestrogens actually come from plastics, preservatives, additives, chemicals. So these are the hormone disruptors that I was talking about earlier. And then the third type of estrogen is phytoestrogen or plant estrogen. Think of these as the hero on the playground. And we get these from nuts, flax, cereals, fruit and veg. So we've got cells floating around our bodies with little fingers, which are receptor sites, looking for estrogen. And our body's naturally produced estrogen comes along and docks on a cell, but it's not a very strong estrogen. Remember, it's the shy kid in the playground. So when you have taken in some xenoestrogens from the plastics and things like that, they'll come in and they push the shy kid off and they take over for themselves. And we know that when xenoestrogens are metabolized, we've got a higher incidence of breast cancer. And it can actually give an estrogen dominant test result. It's literally tricking the body into thinking it's got enough estrogen because you've got all these xenoestrogens clogging up the cells. So the body stops producing the natural estrogen, and that's why you feel out of balance. Now, luckily, we've got the hero on the playground, which is the phytoestrogen, and they come along and they wipe off all of the xenoestrogens. So they literally clear the cells, leaving room again for our body's natural estrogen to land. So they're protecting us from the harmful effects of the xenoestrogens. So remember, we get the phytoestrogens from the things we eat. So it was nuts, fruit, vegetables, seeds, flax. Now, if you're not eating a lot of that in your diet, and actually at a certain age, I think it's always worth supplementing, even if you do have a diet that's quite high in that. And we've got these phytoestrogens that we can buy, and they will clean up the xenoestrogen hormone disruptors from your body, which has the effects of balancing estrogen and progesterone. So it supports the body through minimizing the symptoms. It might be PMS or even just transitioning through menopause. So it can help to diminish the things that we suffer with, like hot flushes, night sweats. But it also supports healthy bones, heart and breast tissue. Now, on their own, the phytoestrogens will balance around 8 hormones within the body. But when you put it with the bone nutrient complex, which was made to go alongside the phytoestrogens, then together they balance around 24 hormones, and they support over 300 hormonal functions. So I think the 2 together are well worth it because you're getting that extra boost. They contain the recommended daily amount of magnesium and calcium, which means you can build strong bones. And they've also got some trace minerals and vitamin C, 2 forms of vitamin D. Now, the third thing that doTERRA puts together as the Women's Health Kit is their blend Clary Calm. Now, if we look at the oils that's in Clary Calm, you can see on the left there, we've got clary sage, lavender, bergamot, Roman chamomile, cedarwood, ylang ylang, geranium, fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, and vitex. And a lot of those essential oils were in the beginning of my presentation. So what doTERRA has done is they've put it all together and given us a blend that we can use. So we can see from the screen, clary sage is going to help with muscle tension, mood lifting, and hormone balancing. You've got the lavender to support normal hormone levels, your bergamot to lift you, your Roman chamomile to relax you, cedarwood to support normal hormone levels, it's very calming and grounding oil, Ylang Ylang to help with stress, your geranium, which we've spoken about, to balance the endocrine system. You've got fennel, carrot seed, palmarosa, soothing the body to support healthy thyroid levels, and vitex as well, considered to be bioidentical to phytoestrogens. Okay, so you've got the combination there in that little roller. The clary calm, the oil of vulnerability. Great for hormone balance, balancing your mood and emotions, soothing and calming, supports discomfort and brings postmenopause balance. This is for all age, this one. We're talking about menopause a lot, but I would be right from puberty. Remember we said at the beginning, it's really right from about age 12 when we start going like this. This blend of oils can be used. Good for menopause balance, cooling hot flashes, stabilizing and releasing emotional tension. Now, I looked around for some testimonials from people, and I know I've been working with some ladies as well that have been using these with great success, but here were some that I found as well. So this lady, my mum was having 8 to 9 hot flushes a day. Clary Calm helped tremendously, but adding phytoestrogen made that stop. Phytoestrogen has improved my sex life. One lady, her daughter suffered with PCOS from a young teen until about 2 years ago, when she gave her the clary calm and phytoestrogen. She now does lifelong vitality too. She used to have 4 periods a year and now has them regularly every 33 days. And she's also lost 40 pounds in weight. And the other lady, phytoestrogens have been amazing for my skin. I suffered from cystic acne for years. My doctor had me on birth control pills and I didn't have a period for 3 years, which isn't good for any woman. And I started taking phytoestrogens over 2 years ago and my skin cleared up completely within 2 months. So there's loads of different testimonials that I've seen. One lady was saying about how her thyroid went back into balance. So it's really worth doing some research if this is some areas that you're interested in. The cheapest way to get all 3 of those is to actually buy it as a loyalty rewards kit. So you get the bone nutrient, phytoestrogen and the clary calm, and it costs £60 for all 3. Which saves you £13 if you bought them individually. And the LRP ordering, remember that's optional. You don't have to use the LRP way of ordering, but if you do choose to use that way, you just get more benefits. It's a minimum of 1 item a month. So it's up to you what you get each month. You're not tied in and you can cancel at any time and just go back to ordering as and when you want. The benefits, just to go over them, if your order is under 50 points in value, and a point's about the equivalent of $1, you get all the delivery costs back in points. So you're earning about 4 points each order. But if your order's over 50 points in value, which if you got that women's health kit, it would be, you, as well as the delivery costs, you also get 10 to 30% back of your order value. So the longer you're in it, the more you're getting back. And if your order's over 125 points, and as long as it's shipped by the 15th of the month, you get in the delivery costs 10 to 30% back and a free oil each month. And this month we're getting cedarwood, which we've talked about in different presentations, but it is a really calming, grounding oil that's the oil of community, great for helping you to sleep and connect to the earth, this one. It's good for skin as well. Okay, so there's a little whistle-top tour of hormones and how you can balance them with your essential oils, but also bringing in some of the supplements that I think do help as well. And what I'd love to do with you now is just a really quick self-care ritual for female hormones. And it's called the power of a pause. So what I want you to do is just to grab your favorite essential oil. Now, it might have been one of the ones that we were talking about, that you just learned about, but it might be just a favorite that you've got. I just want you to put a drop onto the palm of your hand. So you've got 1 drop on the palm of your hand. Rub your hands together. And just bring them up to your face and take a few deep breaths of your oil. And while you're breathing in your oil, close your eyes and focus on something that makes you truly happy. So when you think about something that makes you happy, it's actually sending a message to your body that you're in control and stress is managed. So as you think your happy thought, just simply breathe your oil in, expanding your diaphragm, allowing your belly to push out. And then pause for 5 seconds at the top of the inhale. And then slowly exhale, letting your belly button pull towards your spine. And at the bottom of the breath, pause again and simply be in the moment. So let's repeat that again. Breathing in deeply, expanding your diaphragm, allowing your belly to push out. Just pause at the top of that breath for 5 seconds. And then slowly exhale, letting your belly button pull down towards your spine. And at the bottom of the breath, pause again and simply be in your happy moment. And then just one more time, breathing in, feeling that happiness, expanding your diaphragm, allowing your belly to push out. Just pause for 5 seconds, allowing that happiness to grow. And then slowly exhale, letting your belly button pull down to your spine. And at the bottom of the breath, pause again and simply be. Okay, and then when you're ready, if you just open your eyes, you could actually do this breathing technique every morning and every evening. It's a really good way to lower those stress hormones anywhere, anytime that you need it. So it's just breathing in, holding the breath at the top, and then breathing out, holding the breath at the bottom. So you could start and end each day with this ritual. So as soon as you wake up, you might want to use nice oils like lemon, peppermint, wild orange, or bergamot to really energize. And if you do this again before you go to sleep, then you could bring in your oils like cedarwood, serenity, lavender, Ylang Ylang, and more calming oils. So that's the end of our presentation. Just before I come back into the Zoom room, coming to a town near you, September, October, November. I'm actually being sponsored by doTERRA to travel around the UK and teach about essential oils. So if you've enjoyed this kind of classes that we put together and you think it would be fun to share it in your community, then let me know, because I'm trying to plan now where I'm going to be going throughout the 3 months. So let me know if that's something that you're interested in sorting out. And we can try and arrange to get a class to come to near you. Okay, so I'm just going to stop